Reprogramming your life is not about changing your behavior. It is about recovering the manufacturer's original operating system that was corrupted by wrong information. Let me submit to you today a truth that will revolutionize everything you think you know about transformation. You are not broken and trying to become fixed. You are a magnificent machine running on the wrong software. And the manufacturer has been trying to restore you to factory settings since the day somebody installed a virus called limitation into your consciousness. The tragedy of human existence is not that we fail, it's that we succeed at goals the manufacturer never programmed us to achieve. We're winning races we were never designed to run, climbing mountains we were never meant to climb, and calling it success, when the entire time we're living as cheap imitations of the original blueprint heaven stamped on our DNA before we took our first breath. Now, I want to challenge your thinking because most of what you believe about change is absolutely wrong. Society told you that reprogramming your life means getting a better job, buying a bigger house, losing weight, finding a relationship, or finally achieving that degree. And you've been chasing these things, believing that when you get them, you'll finally feel complete. But let me tell you something that might disturb you. There are people with all those things who are more miserable than people who have none of them. Why? Because external change without internal reprogramming is just rearranging furniture in a burning house. You're still operating on corrupted software. You've just upgraded the hardware. The manufacturer says that real transformation doesn't start with changing what you do. It starts with changing what you believe about who you are. You were given an identity before you were given a name, an assignment before you were given an address, a destiny before you developed a personality. But somewhere between the womb and this very moment, somebody programmed you with lies. They told you that you were average, ordinary, limited, defined by your family's economic status, your zip code, your last name, your skin color, your past mistakes, your current circumstances. And you believed them. You downloaded their virus and started running their corrupted program, and now you wonder why your life keeps crashing. Here's what I need you to understand. The problem is not your circumstances. The problem is your programming. You are a spiritual being with a manufacturer's manual, but you've been trying to operate according to the opinions of people who didn't create you. Imagine buying a Ferrari and asking a bicycle mechanic to tell you how fast it should go. That's what you've been doing with your life. You've been asking broken people to define your capacity, asking limited thinkers to measure your potential, asking those running on corrupted software to program your future. And the result? You're $1 million machine running $10 software. You have the capacity to fly, but you've been programmed to walk. You were designed to create, but you've been programmed to copy. You were manufactured to lead, but you've been programmed to follow. And the saddest part is you don't even know it. You think this limited version of yourself is all you are. You think the way you're currently functioning is your maximum capacity. You've accepted the virus as your identity. Let me tell you about the lies that have been programmed into your system. The first lie is, I am what I do. This is the most dangerous software corruption in human history. Your job is what you're paid for, your purpose is what you're made for, and most people have confused the two. You are not a teacher, you teach. You are not a doctor, you practice medicine. You are not an entrepreneur, you build businesses. But WHO, you are, is far bigger than what you do. The manufacturer didn't create you to be a job title. He created you to solve a problem, and the job is just the vehicle. But society programmed you to build your identity around your profession, and now when someone asks, who are you? You tell them your occupation. That's corrupted software. You've reduced your infinite value to a salary bracket. You've compressed your divine assignment into a job description. And when that job ends, when that career fails, when that business collapses, you have an identity crisis because you never understood that you are not what you do. You are what you were designed to do. And that's so much bigger than any job could ever contain. The second lie programmed into you is, I need to find myself. This sounds spiritual, it sounds enlightened, but it's absolutely wrong. You don't need to find yourself, you need to remember yourself. You're not lost, you're experiencing amnesia. The manufacturer already knows exactly who you are because he designed you before you were born. The problem is not that you're missing. The problem is that you've been buried under layers of other people's expectations, society's limitations, religion's restrictions, culture's definitions, and trauma's distortions. Reprogramming your life is not about discovering something new. It's about recovering something original. It's about deleting the files that were never supposed to be in your system in the first place. It's about restoring the factory settings. You came into this world with the manufacturer's original operating system fully installed. But then life started downloading viruses. Your parents downloaded fear. Your teachers downloaded limitation. Your friends downloaded mediocrity. Your experiences downloaded unworthiness. Religion downloaded guilt. Society downloaded comparison. And now you're running so slow you think something's wrong with you. When the truth is, there's something wrong with your software, not your system. The third corrupted program running your life is my past defines my future. This is a virus that keeps you imprisoned in yesterday while destiny is calling you into tomorrow. Let me submit to you this kingdom principle. The manufacturer judges you by specifications, not by current performance. When a car comes off the assembly line and breaks down on day one, does the manufacturer say, well, I guess this car is a failure forever? No. The manufacturer says this car is not performing according to its design. Let's restore it to original specifications. Your past is not your prison, it's your preparation. Every mistake was a lesson. Every failure was training. Every setback was set up. But you've been running a program that says, because I failed before, I'll fail again. That's corrupted thinking. The manufacturer doesn't see you as you are. He sees you as you were designed to be. And he's been trying to reprogram you back to that original blueprint since the moment you deviated from it. Now, let me teach you something about reprogramming that the manufacturer embedded in all of creation. Never ask the product what it's for. Ask the manufacturer. When your computer malfunctions, you don't ask the computer what's wrong with you. You check the manual, you contact the manufacturer. You run diagnostics according to the original specifications. But somehow, when it comes to human beings, we do the opposite. When our life malfunctions, we ask ourselves what's wrong. We ask our equally confused friends for advice. We ask society for direction. We ask religion for rules, and we wonder why nothing works. You are a product. You have a manufacturer. And he never creates without specific intent, detailed design, and predetermined purpose. The reason your life needs reprogramming is because you've been operating outside the manufacturer's specifications. You've been trying to function in ways you were never designed to function. You've been accepting assignments you were never manufactured to fulfill. And the result is burnout, breakdown, and depression, not because you're weak, but because you're running the wrong program. Here's the kingdom principle about potential that will reprogram everything. The wealthiest place on earth is not the bank, it's not Fort Knox, it's not the stock market. The wealthiest place on earth is the cemetery. Right now, buried in graveyards around the world, are millions of unwritten books, unrecorded songs, unbuilt businesses, uncreated inventions, undiscovered cures, undelivered speeches, and unfulfilled purposes. People died with their potential still inside them because they were running corrupted software that told them you're not good enough, you're not smart enough, you're not qualified enough, it's too late, you're too old, you're too young, you don't have the resources, you don't have the connections. And they believed it. They took those lies as truth, they installed that corrupted software, and they died full when the manufacturer designed them to die empty. Now I need to interrupt your thinking right here because everything God created is full but looks empty. A seed looks small, insignificant, weak, but hidden inside that tiny seed is an entire forest. An egg looks fragile, but hidden inside is a creature that will fly. You don't look like what you carry. The version of you sitting here right now is not the complete expression of what the manufacturer put inside you. You are a seed that hasn't germinated. You are potential that hasn't been activated. You are software that hasn't been updated to the manufacturer's latest release. Let me break down the reprogramming process the way the manufacturer designed it. There are 4 stages, and most people get stuck at stage 1. Stage 1 is exposure. This is where you're confronted with truth that contradicts your current programming. Right now, as you're listening to me, something inside you is being disturbed. That disturbance is not confusion. That's your original operating system recognizing truth and rejecting the virus. Exposure is painful because it reveals how much corrupted software you've been running. It shows you that the life you've been living is not the life you were designed to live. It exposes the gap between your current reality and your original design. And most people, when they reach this stage, they shut down. They say, this is too hard, this is too uncomfortable, I'd rather stay where I am. But staying where you are means dying with your music still inside you. Exposure is not meant to condemn you, it's meant to awaken you. Stage 2 is deletion. You cannot install new software without deleting old programs. This is where most motivational speakers fail you because they try to add positive thinking on top of negative programming, and it doesn't work. You can't run 2 operating systems simultaneously without crashing. You must delete the lies before you can install the truth. This means you must identify every corrupted belief, every virus, every malware program that's been running your life, and you must delete it. I'm not good enough, delete. It's too late for me, delete. I don't have what it takes, delete. I'm defined by my past, delete. I'm a product of my environment, delete. I'm limited by my education, delete. I'm trapped by my circumstances, delete. This is not positive thinking, this is spiritual warfare. You are fighting for your original programming against viruses that have occupied your consciousness for years. And you must be ruthless. You must be aggressive. You must act like your life depends on it, because it does. Stage 3 is installation. Once you've deleted the corrupted files, you must install the manufacturer's original software. This is where kingdom principles replace cultural lies. This is where divine truth replaces religious tradition. This is where purpose replaces profession. The manufacturer's software comes with specific code. You are not an accident. You are an assignment. You are not here to survive. You are here to thrive. You are not a product of your past. You are a product of your purpose. You don't need to find yourself. You need to remember yourself. You are not trying to become something. You are trying to recover something. You are not building an identity. You are restoring a blueprint. You were not born to fit in. You were born to stand out. You are not a copy. You are an original. You are not average. You are extraordinary. This is the manufacturer's code. This is the original programming. And when you install it, everything changes. Stage 4 is operation. New software means nothing if you don't run the program. This is where knowledge becomes action, where principle becomes practice, where revelation becomes revolution. The graveyard is full of people who had the right information but never operated in it. They knew what to do but never did it. They understood the principle but never applied it. They downloaded the software but never ran the program, and they died full. Operation means you get up and deal what you now know. You start the business, you write the book, you have the conversation. You make the investment, you take the risk. You step into your assignment, you activate your purpose. You stop waiting for perfect conditions and you start creating with your current circumstances. You stop asking for permission and you start operating in the authority the manufacturer already gave you. I once encountered a woman who had been running corrupted software for 47 years. She believed the lie that her value was determined by her relationship status. Single meant incomplete. Divorce meant failure. Alone meant unwanted. And she had structured her entire existence around finding a man who would validate her worth. She jumped from relationship to relationship, each one more toxic than the last, because she was running a program that said, I am only valuable if someone loves me. Then one day, after another devastating breakup, she was forced to confront the truth. She had been asking broken men to fix what only the manufacturer could restore. She went through the reprogramming process. Exposure. She realized her programming was corrupted. Deletion. She removed the lie that external validation defined internal value. Installation. She downloaded the manufacturer's truth that she was created complete, whole, and valuable simply because she existed. Operation. She started living from that truth instead of searching for it in relationships. Today, that woman is CEO of her own company, mentor to hundreds of young women, and yes, she's married, but the difference is she entered that marriage as a complete person, not a desperate project. She reprogrammed her life, and her destiny shifted. Consider the seed. When you look at a seed, you see something small, hard, seemingly lifeless. But the manufacturer embedded an entire forest inside that tiny package. The tragedy is not that the seed is small. The tragedy is when the seed stays a seed, when it refuses to die to what it is in order to become what it was designed to be. You see, reprogramming requires death. The seed must die to being a seed. In order to become a tree, you must die to who you were told to be in order to become who you were. Designed to be, what looks like death is actually birth. What feels like loss is actually release. What seems like ending is actually beginning. But most people refuse the death process because they're afraid of losing their current identity, not realizing their current identity is a prison, not a palace. You're holding on to a corrupted version of yourself and calling it who I am when the manufacturer is trying to upgrade you to who I created you to be. The seed doesn't lose its life when it dies. It multiplies it. One seed becomes a forest. That's reprogramming. That's transformation. That's the manufacturer's design. Stop. Before I continue, I need to interrupt your thinking. Let me ask you something, and I need you to be honest. How long are you going to keep running on corrupted software? How many more years are you going to waste operating below your design specifications? How much longer will you accept a limited version of yourself when the manufacturer created you for your unlimited expression? If something is stirring in you right now, if you feel that restlessness, that dissatisfaction, that holy disruption, that's not depression. That's not confusion. That's your original programming trying to break through the corrupted files. That's your purpose banging on the door of your consciousness screaming, let me out. That's the manufacturer running diagnostics on your system and finding massive malfunctions, and he's trying to restore you to factory settings. The wealthiest place on earth is the graveyard. And if you're still breathing, if you're still listening to me, if your heart is still beating, it's because you refuse to be buried there with your music still inside you. It's because something in you knows there's more. Something in you rejects the limitations. Something in you remembers the original design. That something is your manufacturer's operating system trying to reboot. Now, let me move you from understanding to doing, because knowledge without action is just decorated ignorance. Reprogramming your life is not a motivational concept. It's a kingdom assignment, and it requires specific action. Stage 1 of activation is wake up. You cannot change what you tolerate. You cannot fix what you deny. You cannot reprogram what you won't acknowledge is corrupted. The first step is waking up to this truth. Where you are is not where you belong. The life you're living is not the life you were designed to live. The version of yourself you're presenting to the world is not the original blueprint the manufacturer created. This is not condemnation, this is liberation. Because once you wake up to the corruption, you can finally do something about it. Stop hitting snooze on your destiny. Stop medicating your dissatisfaction with entertainment, substances, relationships, or religion. Stop pretending everything is fine when your spirit is screaming that something is wrong. Wake up. Face the truth. Acknowledge the corruption. This is where reprogramming begins. Stage 2 is remember. You're not trying to become something new, you're trying to remember something original. Reprogramming is not about creating a new identity. It's about recovering your manufacturer's identity. Before your parents named you Heaven K-N-E-W-U, before you developed a personality, the manufacturer gave you an assignment. Before you learned to speak, your purpose was speaking over you. But then life happened. People programmed you with their limitations. Society programmed you with their expectations. Religion programmed you with their rules. Culture programmed you with their definitions. And you forgot. You forgot who you were designed to be. You forgot what you were created to carry. You forgot why you were born. Reprogramming means remembering. Go back to the manufacturer's manual. Go back to the original specifications. Go back to the factory settings. Stop building an identity based on people's opinions and start recovering your identity based on the manufacturer's design. You are not who they said you are. You are who he says you are. Stage 3 is decide. This is the most critical stage because potential without decision is just cemetery material. Everything in your life will change the moment you make one definitive choice. I will not die full. I will not take my potential to the grave. I will not let fear, doubt, limitation, or opposition keep me from my manufacturer's assignment. What separates the graveyard from destiny is one thing: decision. You must decide that reprogramming is not optional, it's mandatory. You must decide that living according to your original design is not a luxury, it's a requirement. You must decide that you will die empty, not full. That decision is what activates everything. That decision is what triggers the reprogramming sequence. That decision is what tells heaven, I'm ready for my upgrade. Until you make that decision, you're just consuming information. But the moment you decide, information becomes activation. Stage 4 is ACT. Move, execute, implement, do. The graveyard doesn't care about your intentions, your plans, your dreams, or your goals. The graveyard only cares about your execution. Did you do what you were designed to do? Did you become who you were created to be? Did you solve the problem you were manufactured to answer? You've been waiting for perfect conditions, but perfect conditions don't exist. You've been waiting to feel ready, but readiness comes through action, not waiting. You've been waiting for someone to give you permission, but the manufacturer already authorized your assignment the day you were born. Find the one thing you've been procrastinating on, the business idea you've been sitting on, the book you've been talking about, the conversation you've been avoiding, the investment you've been scared to make, the relationship you've been tolerating, the dream you've been postponing. Whatever it is, act on it today, not tomorrow, not next week, not when you have more money, more time, more confidence, more support. Today. Because every day you delay is another day your potential stays buried. Every day you wait is another day you operate on corrupted software instead of the manufacturer's original programming. You were not born to clock in and clock out. You were not born to pay bills and die. You were not born to consume space and waste time. You were not born to copy someone else's assignment. You were not born to fit into society's boxes. You were not born to meet your family's expectations. You were not born to fulfill religion's requirements. You were born to reprogram the thinking of your generation. You were born to reset the standard in your field. You were born to restore the manufacturer's original design in your sphere. You were born to solve a problem that only your unique wiring can address. That's not motivation. That's your manufacturer's manual speaking. Listen to me carefully, because I'm not speaking to who you are. I'm speaking to who you're becoming. I see it even if you don't see it yet. Heaven sees it. The manufacturer sees it. The only one who doesn't see it is you. But that's about to change right now. Something is shifting in your consciousness as you hear these words. You thought you were ordinary? Wrong. You are extraordinary. You thought you were limited by your past? Wrong. Your past was preparation for your future. You thought you were disqualified by your mistakes? Wrong. Your mistakes were training for your assignment. You thought you were too late? Wrong. You're right on time. You thought you didn't have what it takes? Wrong. The manufacturer doesn't make defective products. Your birth was not an accident. It was strategic, calculated, intentional. Heaven had a specific problem that required your specific solution. That's why you're different. That's why you never fit. That's why normal never satisfied you. That's why average never fulfilled you. Because you were never designed for normal. You were manufactured for exceptional. You were programmed by the manufacturer to reprogram systems. You were designed to reset standards. You were created to restore original blueprints. And I prophesy to you today, the graveyard will not have your potential. Your seeds will not die with you. That book will be written. That business will be built. That song will be sung. That invention will be created. That problem will be solved. That generation will be impacted. This is your hour. This is your moment. This is your season. What you've been carrying, it's time to birth it. What you've been hiding, it's time to release it. What you've been waiting for, stop waiting. The manufacturer already said yes. Heaven already gave permission. Your assignment is already authorized. Stop letting people who are running corrupted software tell you what you can't do. Stop letting your past dictate your future. Stop letting your current circumstances define your capacity. You have permission. You have authority. You have assignment. Now go and reprogram your life according to the manufacturer's original specifications. So what do you do now? Let me give you 3 clear instructions. Number 1, identify the corrupted software. Write down every limiting belief you've been operating under. Every lie you've accepted as truth. Every virus that's been slowing down your system. Name them. List them. Expose them. You cannot delete what you won't acknowledge. Number 2, download the manufacturer's truth. For every lie you identified, find the corresponding truth in the manufacturer's manual. Replace "I'm not qualified" with "the manufacturer doesn't make mistakes." Replace "it's too late" with "I'm right on time for my assignment." Replace "I don't have enough" with "everything I need is already inside me." This is not positive thinking, this is reprogramming. Number 3, take one action today that proves you're operating on new software. Not tomorrow, not next week, today. One conversation, one decision, one step toward your assignment. The graveyard is full of people who are going to start tomorrow. Don't be one of them. You were not born to be a copy. You were born to be an original. And the world is waiting for what only you carry. Die empty. Leave nothing buried. Give earth everything heaven deposited in you. Your reprogramming starts now.